Hi, I'm Larry Micarenda, and welcome to Smithtown Town Council Update with Town Councilman Ed Werheim. Ed, one hell of a winter. We're glad it's over. And one of the best things we're looking forward to is summertime in Smithtown. How did the facilities fare after these storms? I know that last time we did a slight update, but you said you were waiting for the other numbers to come back, see how everything is. So if you could tell the public now, what type of shape are the facilities in and how bad did they take a beating during the winter?
Sure, Larry. You're absolutely correct. I think everybody's glad that the winter is over. It certainly was a very bitter winter. The good news is that we have our report back from our Department of Parks, Buildings and Grounds, and surprisingly, we sustained very, very little damage. And that equates into good news that we will have our facilities basically up and running and ready to go for the public by Memorial Day. So in that respect, we fared very well. We had one small problem at the Kings Park boat ramp facility that we encountered, and that's the only one. There'll be a slight delay on our trailer ramp floats. And that's really due to the contractor who's constructing them.
Right.
He has a slight delay, so we hope to have those in by the third week in June or so. Other than that, our facilities are going to be in great shape for the public this summer.
And one of the things we talked about on the last show was the beautiful Smithtown Golf Course. And when I drove past in the wintertime, I couldn't even see the flag sticking up through the snow. And but now, beautiful job. Who's operating the golf course?
Well, the golf course in Smithtown, Smithtown owns the entire facility. The golf course itself is managed by MPH Management. It's a golf course management company. They actually run it, and they pay a town a fee per year to operate it. And that goes along with the catering facilities, same thing. Lessings Incorporated runs the catering facilities. So the whole entire premises are operated by private sector. They pay the town a fee to do that, and we own the facility. And both entities do a terrific job down there. MPH done a wonderful job this summer. You're absolutely right. They were buried in snow the entire winter. It never melted. When it does melt, the golf course is open in the wintertime. This winter, of course, they were shut for the entire winter.
Unless you had snowshoes, were you out there on that?
Exactly. But MPH has accomplished, and they're just about complete with about $120,000 worth of golf course renovations this year. So our 18-hole golf course is going to be in terrific condition for our golfing public.
So this Memorial Day weekend, or right after this is the so-called official kickoff of summer in Smithtown, Memorial Day weekend. People can just grab the clubs, head out there. Nice restaurant. What's the name of that restaurant?
Sure.
That's that they run with the golf course?
The restaurant is there's 3 catering facilities, and they have one restaurant for the golfers. The other 2 buildings on that property are run by Lessings, and they're basically for catering, weddings,
right,
parties, etc. But you're right. The golfers can grab their clubs. They've been out there already, and the improvements are fairly complete. So they're going to have a real enjoyable time. And I've been out there myself once so far this year, and it's in terrific condition.
And they have a snack bar, I think, too, or something.
Yes, they have 2. They have a restaurant where you can get breakfast, lunch. They have a bar facility for cocktails after golf, and then they have a halfway house that's located on the 10th hole. So when you're halfway around, as most golf courses do, you can enjoy a hot dog or a hamburger and something to drink. So facilities in terrific condition, and everything is up and running.
So I figured that after that 80-degree weather, that snow had to melt sooner or later.
Well, thank God it did, that's for sure.
And another thing that was close to your heart that you've been working on, that the public has spoken to you about, that we mentioned briefly on the show, we're going to get a little bit more into it, was the state DOT and what they're doing on some of the major roads in Smithtown, particularly that one where there's been like a ton of accidents. You mentioned it last time. Mind telling the public an update on that?
Sure. As we speak, we are continuing working with the state DOT. As a matter of fact, there will be a meeting tomorrow with state DOT, County Legislator Kennedy, representatives from Senator John Flanagan's office, and we on the Smithtown Town Board will be represented, and we have some additional safety measures that we want to recommend to the state. I think the public is well aware by now that it's a state-controlled road. However, the state has been absolutely cooperative with us due to these horrific incidents. And we have some good ideas. They really are some additional overhead lighting on the intersections. And something that we are going to recommend tomorrow is an overlay of traffic markings on about 4 blocks of Main Street. And that will, in essence, move the 4 lanes down to 2, which has been discussed in the past. Problem is, some are asking the state to do that as a permanent medium down the middle. The state hasn't objected to that other than to say it's a multi-million-dollar project. They would put it into their capital project proposals down the road. We're going to ask them if they would lay in these traffic lines without the permanent structure.
Right.
And we feel that we could give that a year or so to see if, in fact, narrowing those lanes will work as far as increased safety. And if they do, that will give them more credence and to go further down the road with a permanent medium when and if the funding's available. So we think they're very logical and legitimate proposals, and they'll be presented tomorrow at the meeting, and our hope is that DOT will take a good look at them.
Yeah, not to get away from the Parks and Recreation, because we will be coming back to that plenty of times during this program. But another good thing is that you've been helping Smithtown lead the way in getting green. LED streetlights coming out. They're up now. We mentioned just for a minute on the last show, but apparently they're being installed, they're being up, and there's some other measures that are going on in Smithtown.
Sure. The LED streetlight program is working out extremely well. We're about 3/4 of the way complete with installation. We're getting very good reviews. They afford far more lighting than the older systems. Sometime at the end of the winter, as I stated last time, I believe, we'll be compiling information on exactly how much electricity we're going to save. We anticipate that's going to be quite a bit. They use far less electricity than the older systems, and again, afford much more lighting. So the program is working very, very well, and I anticipate by the end of the summer or midsummer, we should have them all installed. So that's moving along well. Along with that, the alternative energy initiatives that we have, something that we're very happy about. At our multiple service facility where we do our recycling,
right,
that is the largest user of electricity, largest facility in the town of Smithtown. That's correct. And we've just completed the solar panel installation on the roof of that building. And we are out to bid presently for a wind turbine. And we're very, very excited to see how much electricity we can save. Estimates are that we're probably going to save 3/4 of what we had to spend. And as I said, that's going to be a huge amount of money and a huge savings to the taxpayer, because that facility is a huge user of power.
Especially when we sit there and we were doing some number crunching last time during the winter, because you were saying about heating oil and diesel and everything like that, and the gasoline for the vehicles. And now with the summertime coming, the cost of air conditioning, I mean, it's more in demand. The price of oil is still high. This is a savings that can be passed on to each and every Smithtown resident, Smithtown homeowner. Oh, sure, absolutely. There's no doubt about it that specifically at that facility, if these alternative energy systems work, and we believe they will, there'll be a huge savings as far as powering that plant down there. We're also in the process, along with that, of replacing 2 cell towers. These are the antiquated lattice-type towers. They're on 2 facilities, town facilities, one in the highway on 347 and one at 65 Maple Public Safety. And the benefit to installing new monopoles to replace these older towers are we will receive revenues. We anticipate somewhere in the vicinity of $200,000 a year for the services that are going to rent space on those towers. So that's another great revenue gain that we're going to have to help the taxpayers along. And aren't these the newest cell towers that are coming out that they intend to build? Aren't they a lot more aesthetic looking than these things from a 1950s horror movie? Sure, they sure are. The older lattice towers are they're really kind of hideous looking, and especially the 2 that we have are probably 25 plus years old. They're starting to deteriorate. The monopoles are far different. A lot of the antenna equipment is inside the monopole itself. Right. I think many people have seen them
They can take the shape of trees in some cases. Most of them are flagpoles. So the fact that we'll be making it aesthetically more pleasing on the site, and the fact that we will be receiving revenues, it's a great initiative.
And just to get back to recreation, because we have so much stuff to talk about, but there are so many things have been going on since our last program. We're going to try to fit everything into this half hour.
Sure.
The Smithtown Winery. Now, people are saying, oh, what's there to do around Smithtown? All right. Now, the Smithtown Winery's been trying to get itself open. It's been trying to work with the state. Do we have an update on that?
Well, we do. It's good news, bad news, unfortunately. The good news is the project is moving forward. They're right now working with the State Liquor Authority to obtain their licenses, necessary licenses for the wine. The downside is, believe it or not, and I just spoke to Steve Gallagher, one of the owners of Burla Farms, the cost of fuel, the drastic increase, has really hurt their bottom line as far as operating equipment necessary to operate the farm itself.
Right.
So he's still moving forward with the project. It may, in fact, the winery catering facilities may, in fact, be backed up a year or so. But he's going to do some work for the wine tasting on the westerly side
right.
of Edgewood Avenue, where he has the farm stand now. He's working on that as we speak. So the opposite side of the road, where the actual catering will be, that could be delayed about a year, but they're still going to move forward with the project. So we're excited about that.
So winery, work in progress, not right there, but you can still probably get a sample of wine.
Oh, absolutely. I think he'll be prepared for this season. When he picks and starts bottling, you'll still be able to try some of his wine. Absolutely.
Now, Ed, your background, you seem to know so much about the town buildings, the facilities, and recreation. Just for the public who may not already know, what was your background?
Well, I started in 1971 with the town of Smithtown, and probably could not have started in a better job position. I actually started in the Department of Parks, Buildings, and Grounds. And other than highway, they actually perform just about every function in the town of Smithtown. So I was instrumental in building and renovating most of the 23 parks that we have in Smithtown, as well as maintaining the town buildings. For example, last year that I was director of that department, we changed all our heating equipment over to natural gas from oil. So that just nowadays that was a great initiative and proved to be now, because we're saving quite a bit of money. At the time, it was actually Keyspan had a program going. We received about $168,000 worth of free equipment. That was all part of the program that they put out, converted to natural gas. So things of that nature in that department benefited me well. So in what I know now about the town.
What do you think are some of the most important facilities and structures in the town of Smithtown right now?
Well, we have the parks are certainly a very important part of quality of life for people. We continuously work on our recreation facilities. Hoyt Farm, I think we mentioned at one time, that's a real gem for the town of Smithtown. It's Hoyt Farm Preserve. Landing Country Club is a wonderful place, and our buildings, although they're spread out, are fairly strategically located. Our highway departments, our multiple service facility. So all in all, we are able to serve the public well with the way we're situated.
Now, and also, this is almost like the Parks and Recreation show. Senior citizens, summertime. What can they do around Smithtown?
Well, we have many of our seniors enjoy the golf course. They have a senior rate at Landing. They love going there. It's a nice golf course. Many of them, as a matter of fact, walk the course. If I'm out there, I see them. They're out enjoying the day. And we have our senior center that's located in Smithtown, and they provide a myriad of programs. They have plays, they have musicals, they have lunches. I attend frequently the 90th birthday party, which is a terrific celebration. And believe it or not, sometimes there's 25 or 30 90-year-olds there celebrating their birthday with the families. So great recreational facilities that are used for our seniors.
Now, the senior center that's in Smithtown, that has its own event schedule, its crafts, 100 things to do over there. I know I went past it and it looked like a scroll that was hanging up with so many things listed in there.
Yeah, they do.
For the other residents in Smithtown who aren't seniors, what's there to do in Smithtown?
Well, one of the things we do, and I just brought it here today. This is a recreation program guide. There's probably here 40, 35, 40, 50 events going from everything from baseball, Little League, sailing classes, day trips. It's a myriad of recreational facilities from seniors all the way down to our little junior 3 or 4 year olds playing t-ball in the park. So this is a great guide. It's mailed to the homes. You can also go on the town website, www.smithtowninfo.com, and click on recreation. But it has been mailed out, so most residents should have it, and it's a great informational guide. There are hundreds of things to do in Smithtown, all listed in this guide.
And we'll bring that up on a close-up towards the end of the program so everybody can know what there is to do around Smithtown this beautiful summer.
Sure.
And so far, it's starting out to be a nice summer.
It's starting out so far.
We had no spring, but it's starting out to be a nice summer.
First day today, I believe.
But another thing, Ed, is that now with all the facilities that you have, the town has summer employment programs. I mean, has to be a lot more employees that you have to pull on during the summer, lifeguards, beach attendants, stuff like that.
Correct. Actually, we have quite an extensive program. And what actually happens is our full-time staff in Department of Parks, Buildings and Grounds, as well as Highway and our multiple service facility, the full-time staff prepares the facilities, has these parks and beaches and marinas ready to go. And actually, starting around mid-June or so, the seasonal employees actually take over and run the facilities. And that's a great cost savings, of course, because we wouldn't have enough full-time staff on hand to actually man these facilities. So your lifeguards, your seasonal laborers, we employ about 500 seasonals in Smithtown. Great opportunity from college students all the way down. You have to be 16 years of age to be employed by Smithtown. But from 16 right up to college age, we use about 500 seasonals, and they just do a terrific job. And that's lifeguards, seasonal laborers to maintain the facilities. We have some interns that we place in the attorney's office or planning that are college students looking to go into that kind of career. So we have a very, very vast program for seasonals, and it works extremely well. The next question would be, because people who are maybe looking for summer employment is like, Ed, where do we go to apply for summer employment? Well, the information is, Personnel Department is located at 65 Maple Avenue in Smithtown. The number is 631-360-7626. And anybody interested in summer employment can call our Personnel Department. They'll prompt them through how to come over and fill out a seasonal application. And then as departments call for these seasonals, they call through personnel, the application goes over, they're interviewed. In the case of lifeguards, they have to be Red Cross certified, they have to prove their certifications. And then we start staffing the beaches. So there's a lot of opportunity. This year, I think, as you may guess, we have a very huge flow of applications coming in, and we contribute that, of course, to the economy. Right. Some years you don't, this year we do. So we're not going to have any problem attracting seasonal help. So try to get down there now if you can. Get it in early. The quicker the better, because they've already started about a month ago. So if you're interested, certainly go right down to 65 Maple and get your application in. Now also the town's website has a thing about part-time employment too, doesn't it? That's correct. You can go on our website. Just about any bit of information you may need about Smithtown is on there. As a matter of fact, I believe you can even download the application from the town website for seasonal employment, and then bring it over to or mail it to 65 Maple if you can't get there in person. And another great thing about that website is that any of the town board meetings, and work sessions, stuff like that, they're all right there on the Smithtown town website, right? Yeah, we've been very successful with it. Everything that goes on in Smithtown for our residents, as you stated, from board meetings to work sessions to our Board of Zoning Appeals to the Planning Board, anything a resident may need to see or just because they want to just watch how government works, it's all right there for them on that website. And it's very, very easy to navigate. We think it's a great tool. And the public, we have nothing but raves about it. The public really like it. It's for them, they can watch town government in action without even leaving their living room. So it's a great benefit to the residents.
Yes, we know, because we had the town clerk, Vinnie Pulio, on, and he was giving us an update on the kind of the technical end of it,
Right.
and how it was going. So it's up and running, everything's fine, and anytime, matter of fact, even live, right? You can tune into the meeting. Right
Sure,
on the web.
absolutely. It's just a great initiative, and we continue to improve on it. We Vinny, our town clerk, as you stated, he's constantly working on it. He has, I think, 2 or 3 proposals to actually increase some of the services online, and he works that out with the IT department. So we're only going to make it better in the future as we go forward.
So Smithtown is definitely taking steps towards the future as far as energy, as far as the parks, which we'll be getting back to again in a minute, because there's a big summer concert series that we're going to talk about. The LED streetlights, just to give a recap, the parks, the equipment, the maintenance, everything all up, pretty well set, rock and rolling.
Yep, we're gonna be ready to go. I just passed the Smithtown Bull site, which everybody's familiar with in Smithtown, and the parks personnel are installing the sign for the. We dedicate that signage and we put American flags there every Memorial Day to honor the people who keep us free. Right. Everybody's very, very enthused about that every year, so they were up doing that, and hopefully we have a beautiful weekend, and everybody driving by that facility reminds them that we owe those people a debt of gratitude every day.
And other things in Smithtown that are going to be beautiful this summer. A summer concert series in the town of Smithtown.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it. I'm pretty sure that's why I saved the best for last. I wanted everybody to hear this.
Okay, well, the summer concert series are extremely popular. They're held at Hoyt Farm Preserve on New Highway in Comac. And they begin July 10th every Sunday through August 21st. And they're held on Sunday evenings at 7 o'clock. They're free. And it's just, they're always extremely crowded. They have some great, great musical entertainment. I think there is 1 or 2 concerts that are geared for kids. It's a movie, and the kids love it. It's like the old-time outdoor theater. They come and they bring their popcorn, sit out in the field and watch the film. That's extremely popular. But we've had some terrific musical groups booked over there. And one of the assets that Hoyt Farm has is Sundays is a huge picnic day also for group picnics. So many of the people who enjoy the entire afternoon with a family picnic or a company picnic, at the end of the day, they just have to spin their chairs around and they have 3 hours of free entertainment. So extremely popular, and our concerts are listed in the recreation guide if the public needs to know, or on the website. And I think, as you said, Larry, you're gonna run them at the end of the film so they can see where to find out who's appearing. And as I said, they're Sundays at 7. And I would highly recommend going there. It's a great family event, and everybody enjoys them.
Yeah, and this program that you're watching will repeat itself here on Government Access Programs. So in case you missed anything, you'll either go watch the program again, and or go to the website, check out there, or look for this booklet, which I'll just bring in here, in your mailbox. This will be coming very soon to Smithtown residents. So the summer concert series, it's going to be a great time. Are you guys planning on expanding this for next year? I mean, because it's becoming so popular?
Well, we've looked into it in the past. I think it's a possibility. We work with our recreation people. I know this year they're full for that period of time, but certainly we always take a look at attendance, and it's been growing, as I said. And certainly, if in fact the public demand more of them, I think that's something that we'll look at. There's a cost to it, and we give them away for free. But if we could fit it in the budget, I'm sure we'll take a good look at that.
Maybe some of these energy-saving measures might provide an extra concert or 2 for the residents.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, the whole premise behind what we're doing is to save taxpayers money. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, we've already started. We've been at the forefront of many initiatives. We spoke way early on in the program. We were the first municipality outside of California to convert our solid waste pickup trash trucks to natural gas. If you wanted to bid on the contract, you had to run with natural gas.
Right.
That program was a huge success and saved actually hundreds of thousands of dollars, because those carters bid on a fuel cost of about $2.50 a gallon. If we didn't take that initiative, their bid probably would have, the fuel component probably would have been bid out at about $6.
Right.
So we've been able to save quite a bit. We believe every time we take a look at what we're doing, it's certainly bearing fruit and it's benefiting the taxpayer. So we're going to continue to do it.
So basically, keep building that better mousetrap, right?
That's exactly right. If it saves money for the taxpayer, then we're going to do it.
Well, this has been an edition of Smithtown Town Council Update with Ed Werheim. I've been your host, Larry Micarenda. Most important thing is there's plenty of fun to be had out there in Smithtown, right, Ed?
That's correct.
And look for the flyer that you're going to see in your mailbox, and check out the town website. And for a bigger look, check out some of the prompts at the end of the program. Until next time, I'm Larry Micarenda for Ed Werheim. Take care and have a happy and safe summer.